Hey y'all, so I'm gonna call this series roll up with me, because that's what I'm gonna be doing, but talking about certain things. So I don't know if I'm gonna do every single episode, but I'm here to talk about how to get away with schmurder. Okay? Shout out to Kid Fury. Um, so let me tell y'all, I have literally seen every single episode of How to Get Away with Murder. Okay? And I have not missed one episode. The reason why I took a really, really deep interest, let me actually take this a little bit more, y'all. There we go. I have seen just about every single, oh no, I have seen every episode of How to Get Away with Murder. The reason why I was interested in the show off top is because I do plan on going to law school eventually. I have already taken my LSAT to get into school. But as y'all know, school in general is expensive. Law school is very expensive, and I still owe a whole lot of money from my undergraduate. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get my MBA first, and then I'm gonna go to law school. Um, so ever since the show started, and I stand for Viola Davis. I've always known who Viola Davis was, but I really started standing for her in, damn it, what is that movie? The movie with her and Meryl Streep, where she plays the mother of the young boy that was abused in like the Catholic Church. If anybody knows, and I think Philip Hoffman Philip Seymour Hoffman or something like that, the guy that passed away, who's also like in a whole bunch of movies, he was in it too. I can't think of the name of that movie, but her acting in that movie let me know she's nothing to be played with. And the acting in this episode, this is why we deserve, like, we really don't deserve Viola Davis, but we do deserve Viola Davis all at the same time. So let me freaking tell y'all. So if y'all watched it last season, y'all know that Laurel and the baby, her baby, Christopher, were pretty much snatched up, right? Snatched up, okay? And I'm putting parentheses around that for a reason. Um, yeah, so Annalise had just finished doing everything, and her and Laurel was out on the street walking together, and as soon as she turned around, Laurel was gone. Christopher, the baby, was gone. So we start this off with we're at a funeral, okay? And we see, the Keaton, I guess four now, because R.I.P. West. And we see Nate and Bonnie and Frank, and Bonnie is saying to Frank, well, um, I'm glad, that this is over and stuff like that, or I'm glad that she's gone. Something saying that she was happy. And you see Nate leave, and then you see a little boy run up and open up the casket, and they're like, Christopher, stop. And he pulls up the gun and he shoots, and when he opens up the coffin, Annalise is in it, and he pulls the trigger, and that's when she screams. When Annalise screams and comes to, she is at a rehab center. So I'm like, rehab center? Like, wait. Like, what is going on? Like, because this is not where she was. So, to give y'all the long part of the story, Annalise is in rehab because that night after Laurel literally disappeared in front of her eyes, she got a call saying that Christopher was gone, and then she also got a call from Tegan, okay, who I love Tegan. Tegan's everything. If any of y'all watched damn it, Underground, she's from Underground. Ooh, I'm pissed that show went off. Tegan called her saying that Emmett, which is the boss, the white guy, the boss, he was dead, and pretty much she feels like it was from Laurel's daddy and them and everybody who owns Kaplan and Gold and stuff like that. So Annalise literally could not take it. Was like too much for sis, right? It was too much. So sis went to the bar and got lit. Now I could understand that, because that's a lot to take in. Like, girl, I would even need a drink after that. I don't even drink like that. But then, Annalise, this is where you had me fucked up. You went into the bathroom with some man. Now, I thought you was going to go in there and get your back blown out, which that was fine by me. But, Annalise, you out here doing white girl? Absolutely not. What is you know better than to be doing white girl. So not only was you, when she passed out and stuff like that, and she came to, she was in the hospital, and Bonnie was out there with the doctor and said what was in her system. She said cocaine and fentanyl. Annalise. Annalise. Alcohol should be enough. What is wrong with you? Y'all, there was a party not that long ago, maybe like last week, where like 3 or 4 people like died or whatever because it was like coke and fentanyl. It was a mess. Like, Annalise, I was really disappointed when I seen that. I was really upset and disappointed when I seen that. Annalise, do better. So anyway, but Annalise, she said she wanted to get better, so she is now by rehab. Okay, and the little dream that she had was from the therapist telling everybody in the group, the group therapy, to picture their funeral. So, throughout this whole therapy thing, Annalise is holding back. We all know Annalise she's like a rock. It's hard to get her to admit or talk about anything. So she was holding a lot in, you know what I mean? They had an exercise where, she said, Annalise kind of went around the room and went off on everybody, including her little white roommate. And then the therapist asked her to say, okay, you talk about everybody else, but point it inwards. And everything that she called herself, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to tell y'all what really makes me mad. What really makes me mad more than anything about this whole situation. Let me say this. I'm going to put this down for a second because I really mean this. Annalise called herself all of those things. And some of those things she is. Like, she can be bitchy and she can be mean. But the main thing that we have to understand about this show is that Annalise Keaton has not killed one person. Now, she may have, there's only one person that you could say that she kind of drove them to kill themselves, talking about Asher's father, but she did not kill anybody. All of these seasons, we are on season 6, and she has not killed anybody. All she has ever done is have everybody else's back and continuously cover up murders left and right because she cares about y'all ungrateful ass kids and whatnot. And because of that, she has now driven herself so insane that she is now in rehab. And I'm glad that she touched on this when her and the therapist was talking, because Annalise's whole thing is that she was like, oh, I'm being selfish. And the therapist said, well, how are you being selfish? And she said, because I want to leave, but I can't leave because the people that are around me, they need me. And she says, but you have to worry about yourself. And that has been my whole thing watching How to Get Away with Murder. Annalise, on some shit, fuck these kids. I get it. Annalise feels a responsibility to these kids because of the fact that she has a tie to all of these kids in some type of way. I don't know what her tie is yet to Connor, but she has a tie some way, somehow, to every single last one of these kids that she brought in, like, for the Keaton 5. And so she probably feels responsible because if I would have never brought these kids within my circle, then none of this would be happening. I mean, that may kind of be true, but at the same time, Annalise, you did not kill anybody. All you've been doing is helping people cover up their bullshit. And you even said that last season to them, like, all I've been doing is helping y'all. And all y'all do is get on my nerves, and they're ungrateful, and they just spoiled. They're just all spoiled, okay? So, she told Annalise, like, you have to forgive yourself. Like, I don't know what it is that happened, but you gotta forgive yourself. So Annalise was in bed, and stuff like that, and she got a call from Bonnie. I'll get to everything with the kids and stuff like that in a minute, and everything else is going on there. But when she comes back into the room after talking to Bonnie, her roommate pretty much kind of like goes off and is like, you don't ever talk, you don't do this, you don't do that, and the third. So Annalise starts reading her like, girl, you are only here because your life is just so boring, and that's why you're so consumed with mine. Because what is it that you do with your life? You don't do nothing but go and pick up your kids and do this, that, and the third, and ride around, and you a house mother, and that makes you unhappy. And that white woman said, I hate my kids. I hate my kids. I do. I hate my kids. I hate my life. I hate everything about it. And I know that makes me a terrible person, but that's how I feel. And then, she cried about it. I'm gonna pause on that. That's actually some real shit. Like, when she says that she hate her kids, I'm pretty sure it's not in the sense of like, oh, I hate my kids. Like, I wish, like, she did say, like, I wish sometimes when I come back, like, they was gone. But I don't think she means, like, she just doesn't love them. But I do know from many of the mothers that I know and been around and stuff like that my whole life, being a mother, that shit's tiring. You feel me? Like, even if that's all that you do, it is tiring. And being in a you know how everybody say, oh, like the perfect life is like you, kids, picket fence, and a husband and stuff like that. Kind of, but it's very monotonous. Like once you get into a certain rhythm in life, it becomes very monotonous and very the same, the same, the same, the same, the same. And that can drive just about anybody insane. And kids, they do have something to do with that. It's hard to always have the energy to take care of your kids. Kids want attention all the time. And fun time is all the time to kids. So especially if you have young kids, that shit can drive you insane to, like she said, to where she hates her kids. Not like, oh, like I hate them personally, but I hate the responsibility that I have of taking care of them kids. Yes, I know I laid down and I fuck for them, but I honestly understood where she was coming from when she said that. Because some people, they really can't, it becomes a little bit too much for them. It just does. And she's one of those people. And Annalise said, it's the same thing, except these ain't even my kids, and I feel that way. I'm like, Annalise, at least these really ain't your kids. You could really say fuck them if you really wanted to. You really, truly could say fuck them kids if you really, truly wanted to, because they ungrateful as hell. They all fucking ungrateful. So, Annalise, she talks to her. Oh, she ends up saying to the roommate, because the roommate was like, she went to the rehab under the name of Karen, because remember, she's still on probation with the disciplinary board, about her alcohol. So if they found out that she was in rehab, she'd get in trouble. So her roommate was like, Karen, or whatever your name is, and she was like, how you know, like, you looking through my stuff? And she said, no, it's because when I call you Karen, you don't pay attention. That's what it is. That's how I know that's not your name. So eventually, Annalise tells her, she's like, my name is Annalise Keaton, and people think I killed my husband, but I did not kill him. I helped cover it up, but I did not kill him. And I never really thought that was bothering her that much. Like, I mean, granted, it's your husband and he dead, so I'm pretty sure that will always mess with you. But for everything that she went through, for that to be like one of the main things, I'm pretty sure the main things is like Wes, dying. And then, but I never really thought too much about her even really caring so much about the fact that Sam was dead, because to be quite honest, Sam was an asshole, and Sam deserved to not live. I'm so sorry, in the sense of this show, he deserved to not. No, get him up out of here. Sam was extremely disrespectful to everybody, specifically Annalise. He wasn't shit. He got that little girl freaking pregnant. No wonder how many other girls he done messed with. And that little scene, if y'all remember, I think from like the first or second season maybe, and it showed like a flash, I don't know if it was like a flashback or it was actually happening, but when Annalise and Sam got into it and he choked her up and put her against the wall and was calling her all of those names, I said, oh, Sam, you could die. So fuck him, Annalise. Get over him. Like you told everybody else, get over Laurel, get over that man, because he ain't shit. He was not shit, and he deserved to not be here. Guess what? And I'm fine with that. But anyway, so she did all of that, and she ended up coming back home and stuff like that, like maybe like a week after she actually got there. And she did the same exercise with the rest of the kids and stuff like that, which we'll get to in a second. Okay, so as far as the kids and stuff like that, Bonnie, Frank, and the rest of the kids, including Oliver, Oliver is including the kids when I say that, they're all over at the house, and they're all, still trying to figure out what the hell happened to Laurel, what the hell happened to the baby, what are they going to do, should they go to the FBI? No, we're not going to the FBI. So it was just kind of like a game of like, what are we going to do? That's pretty much like the whole kid side, like, what are we going to do? Nate is all up in Tegan's office because he don't trust her. And at first I'm like, why are you going so hard on Tegan? But at the very end of the episode, Tegan goes into Emmett's office, which was the white guy that died, goes into his office, which we found out this episode too that he died. I kind of figured that he died the way that the last, season ended, but it was confirmed that he died. They said that they don't know how. The company wanted to take his body and move it to London and do the autopsy there. That makes absolutely no sense. That's how I know that there's some shit going on. But yeah, so because he's now dead, Tegan takes over. Now, at first, when Nate was going so hard on Tegan, like he came to the office and went in on her, then he was sitting on his laptop and looking stuff up about her. I'm like, why are you going so hard on Tegan? But at the very end of the episode, when Tegan came into that office, because when Nate came in originally, she was looking at Emmett's glasses. But at the end of that damn episode, she sat in that seat, picked up them glasses, and threw them and said, bye, boy. I said, oh, what? And now, oh, that's not, and now, oh. Okay, Tegan, I got my good eye on you. Okay, sis? Because no, like, don't. I really hope that she's not like was against us this whole time, because I would really be disappointed. Oh my gosh. And then what else happened? they, before I get to that, actually, we're gonna leave that part for the end. They also found out, oh shit, I'm trying to think in what order should I go. Okay, so Frank is pretty much freaking out because his girlfriend's not there. Let me put this out on the front. I do not like Laurel. I can't stand Laurel. She's a bitch. She's always complaining and she just gets on my nerves. She has always gotten on my nerves. I'm so glad that she's not here right now, and I hope that she stays away. Now, Bonnie's whole thing, and some people's thing is, well, did Laurel leave? Like, maybe Laurel just left and we just don't know. And Frank is like, she would never do that. She would never do that. I'm not taking that off the table. Maybe Laurel did like set this shit up so that, you know, it can make it seem like they took her, but she actually just left. I don't put anything past Laurel. I don't trust that little bitch at all. I don't trust her. Okay? I don't trust her. So Annalise, when Annalise comes back, right? Because like I said, with the kids, it was just them trying to figure out like what was going on. Oh, also, and Gabriel ended up coming over and trying to talk to Michaela, and Asher weirdly convinces her to go and be with him. So she goes to the crib. They fuck. Boom. Right. Fine. Okay. Annalise comes back and she tells all the kids to come to her crib. So all of the kids come to her house. And she's like, look, we're done doing all of this shit. Like, we're done. Laurel is a grown woman. She can take care of herself, and we're going to have to let it go. And I'm like, what? Fuck that shit. We're not letting it go. Like, that's our friend. They're like, no, we have to let it go. And Michaela was like, well, if that's the case, I'm going to the police. It's already done. And so we switch over and we see the police coming into the house, you know, Bonnie and Frank, and they show them upstairs, take them to the nursery and stuff like that. And so, you know, Annalise wants all of the kids to do the same exercise that she did, which is pretty much punching out like all of the negative things that she said about her. Side note, when she did that scene in the room where she was like punching and hitting the pillow, trying to you know, do the exercise again but by herself, girl, I dead ass cried. That was some powerful stuff. Viola, if she don't get like an Emmy or something for this season, chopped. Y'all chopped. Because who's else acting on network TV? Who's giving us this? Bye. So they go up and stuff like that. Now, the last couple minutes of how to get away with murder is always so important. You gotta pay attention to everything. So at the very end of the episode, these are the few things that happened. Number one, Frank found a key that was in the back of a picture. Don't know what the hell it's to. I can't remember. If somebody knows, somebody tell me. Number two, last season, Connor, Oliver, and Asher found out that Annalise knew Michaela's father. Like, she was tied to him because she helped him with like some type of case or something like that. But they didn't know if they wanted to tell her or nothing. But when they was all at Annalise's house and Michaela was done doing her exercise, Asher pretty much petted out on Fresh Street. Well, Annalise, she's talking about, let's all be clear, you ain't tell her the truth. You ain't tell her that you know her father. And Michaela's like, bitch, what? So then we pause right there. And then, you know, should I get to about? Also, okay, so we're going to leave the most important two parts for the end. So the first most important part, after when Michaela and Gabriel was done fucking and stuff, and she goes to the bathroom because she got the text from Annalise, Gabriel's mom calls him and stuff, right? And then we switch and we see Gabriel's mom sitting outside in a car and she's looking at him through the window. Then we switch over to a scene of her, I don't know if it's like a hotel or something, and she takes this box and she puts it up in a closet. And the closet says, Dr. Sam Keaton case, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, this bitch is back in town to see. I hope she ain't back in town to see who killed Sam. Because, bitch, we don't care who killed Sam, to be quite honest. Like I said, Sam deserved to not be here. And then she gets a text from an unidentified number that says Annalise is back. So I'm trying to figure out who in the hell texted her telling her that. Was it Gabriel? But if it was Gabriel, wouldn't his name just be listed in there? Who is she in cahoots with? Is it Nate? Is it Tegan? Like, I don't know who she's in cahoots with. I'm trying to figure this out. Is it somebody at the DA's office? Like, what's going on here? So that kind of threw me for a loop. Because what is his mama doing here? Like, you ain't pop up this whole time. You had this son, but now all of a sudden you want to pop out. You ain't pop out when Sam died. You didn't pop out before then. So what's going on? Why are you here? Are you going to be the one? Okay, all right. And then at the end, you know, we switch in. You know how to get away with murder, they do like the fast forwards and flashbacks, and then we flash forward and everybody's at a funeral and it shows Annalise being dead. We don't see her, we just see the coffin and we see the picture. I do not believe that Annalise Keaton is dead. I believe that either A, they faked her death, or she faked her death. I don't believe that that woman is really dead. If Annalise Keaton is really dead, I put that on everything. I'm going off on everybody. I'm gonna have a good 30-minute rant on how every single person on here should be kissing her ass. All right, I'm out. Tell me what y'all think. I'm out. Bye.